Hi everyone. This is the Science Cycle 1 Week 13 video for number 127, Sinkers. You will need your Van Cleves book again. This is on page 71. I apologize in advance. All 5 kids are awake, so this is going to be interesting. So the only materials, actually, let me back it up. Your purpose for this experiment is to get to the bottom of mining. You're going to learn how soil settles and how minerals are distributed. So the question that you can discuss with your students are, how are rock, mineral, and soil layers formed under the ground, and what do they look like under the ground? So I don't know about you. I have boys who love to dig, and they like to learn about what is under the ground, and I'm sure that you're going to have lots and lots of kids in your class will have the same curiosity, and so definitely leave room for discussion here. This is one of 2 experiments we're doing for week 13. So it's a little messy. So my recommendation is that you do this outside. My plan, and I don't know with the church, I don't believe that they're going to have any construction going on outside, because at some point they are going to be redoing that patio area, but there are plenty of picnic tables out there. This is one you're going to want to do outside because it involves dirt. So that's going to be my recommendation. You're going to each receive, now I only have one of these quart glass jars. I'm going to keep digging to see if I can find more, but if you happen to have a quart size, which is 4 cups, glass jar or plastic jar, doesn't need to be glass, or container that is clear even, that you're willing to put dirt inside of, please let me know, because I can only find one. I'm going to dig through my things. I think I have more, but I will let you know. But either way, you'll get a quart glass jar. Notice I have it half full with water already, so that's 2 cups of water. What I would prefer is if they are pre-filled before class, because they're going to be sitting outside, and it would be better to not have to bring your big basin of water to fill this. The other option is, if we are outside, there's a hose out there, so you can certainly just fill it halfway from the hose. So that's another option too. And so you'll have a jar half filled with water, and what you're going to do is add the soil and the paper clips, because those are other materials. You're going to get 5 large paper clips. You'll each get the paper clips, and you will get a 1 cup measuring cup. I don't think I have 6 of these. I think I have 4. So we could share them. If I leave everything outside, I think my plan is that I will leave all these materials outside, and there will be enough for 2 classes to go at a time, or even 3, because there's plenty of room out there. So I don't mind if there's 3 or even 4 classes having science time at the same time. So we'll discuss at our meeting what time you guys will be doing your experiments, so that there's plenty of materials and nobody's overlapping. So with that said, you're going to take your quart glass jar. I have a lid for it. You're going to fill it already with half water, and you're going to take your soil, which I will pre-measure for you because I love you guys. You're just going to show them by pouring. I'm going to have a Ziploc bag with the soil in it. You're going to pour that into the cup, measuring cup, to show them that it's 1 cup of soil. I'm not going to bother with that step because I already know it's 1 cup, but you're going to just show that to them. You're going to add that to, and this is the tricky part, I feel like I don't really need the funnel, because the funnel might actually make it harder to get it in there. So I'm just a messy person, and I'm not doing this inside. So you're going to add the 1 cup of soil, and that water is going to get real gross. Now I'm wishing I had done this outside. All right, so after you add your cup of soil, which again, you don't even have to use the measuring cup, you can just tell them it's 1 cup. You're going to add 5 paper clips. Now you could add the paper clips first, because the directions don't say, but you're going to put the 5 paper clips in the jar. It's already really dirty, but you can see a little bit. Like if you get real close, you can see it a little bit. And it says you're going to close it. You're going to shake it around. It says close the lid and shake the jar vigorously. But then you're going to let it stand undisturbed for 5 minutes. So set a timer. Have a mom set a timer on her phone. You can set a timer on your phone, whatever. And then that will be the time for conversation. You can wait for 5 minutes. Just make sure you check it for 5 minutes. I'm going to let it stay here for 5 minutes, but I'm not going to record for 5 minutes. But ultimately, the results will be that the paper clips are going to fall quickly to the bottom. And if you lift it up, you can actually see them already at the bottom. And the slower moving soil will settle on top of the clips. So eventually it will drop down to the bottom, the soil that hasn't blended in or mixed in with the water. So most of the soil falls more slowly than the heavier paper clips. And that will create a layer of soil on top of the paper clips. So that's what should happen. In nature, rain beats down on the topsoil, shaking it and softening it. And the heavier the materials are in this wet mixture, the more they're going to sink lower and lower over the years. So heavy grains of metal continue to sink. That's what the paper clips are meant to represent, until they reach a hard rock layer. And if you've ever dug into the ground somewhere like Florida, that's going to happen a lot sooner than some places. Particles of metal that combine with this method are called placer ore deposits. That's it. That's your conclusion on this one. So it's a good discussion about what the earth is made of, where minerals go. Even that game Minecraft, apparently, like anytime where they hear the word mine, to talk about that. That would be a good, while you're waiting for that 5 minutes, you might have discussion about what the word mine means, and where they've heard that word before, and making it relatable for them. But then you'll talk about how geologists, mineralogists, and gemologists are all interested in finding these mine deposits. An ore is a rock that is valuable, has valuable minerals in it, usually some kind of metal. And when we pan, if you've ever panned for gems, which you can talk to Trisha Harris about, you'll find a lot. You can even find gold. So that's what they do in places like California. But when we dig in mines, we're trying to find precious stone minerals like diamonds, topaz, rubies, and the minerals stay in good shape. They don't get damaged or destroyed. And then just talk about different minerals that they're familiar with, like calcium and magnesium and things like that. And talk about how they're valuable to us, or even potassium. I'm trying to think of other examples. But there's a really great discussion points here in your science sheets. And then on the back, you can actually see the different layers of the earth and what might be found there. And that's the bedrock. That's what, if you dig deep enough, you'll find that. So take time to discuss the different objects. And here it even talks about household objects that are made of minerals, different minerals, and you can discuss those things as well. So lots of good conversation. It's a fairly quick experiment. So the actual experiment is going to take you 10 minutes tops, because 5 minutes to let it settle, which I feel like it's almost been 5 minutes at this point. You should be able to see, it's pretty dirty, this water. Now I'm concerned that that's not going to work out too well. I don't know. I got regular soil, so maybe it was too dirty. I don't know. But another fun thing you can do, which I'm not going to demonstrate, is when you're done, I don't think I have a sifter. I was going to say you could pour out the water and see what remains of the soil. That way they can compare what it looked like before the water and after, because it broke all the pieces of the soil apart. So yeah, that's pretty much it for week 13 sinkers.